Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. This is your Arsenal versus Brighton preview on That's Football. I hope you're all doing very well this afternoon. Sorry for checking out on the Man City game, but it was bloody dreadful. And I'm just, feeling a bit hot actually because I've just been in the garden playing a bit of football. So, I'd rather be doing that than watching that crap. And look, Everton have got their own battle. They've got no obligation to beat Manchester City for Arsenal or anybody else. But Man City made light work of them. I think we all saw that. And there's better things to do when Man City are 2-0 up after 35 minutes than sitting and watching them just toy with Everton like a naughty cat with a mouse. That's what it was. It was cat and mouse, wasn't it? Well done to Brentford for beating West Ham 2-0. The relegation battle actually looks quite interesting, but we'll talk about that in a minute. A comprehensive win for Manchester City. I mean, look, their chance of winning this title has gone from 75% to 90%, I think, now. There's still a battle to be had. They've still got 3 games left to go, but, they're getting very close to that now, and they'd have to drop points in 2 of their next 3, and Arsenal would have to win all of their 3. So, look, very, very difficult indeed. But look, I will say this, and I'm going to say it very early in the show on purpose so that nobody really clips it. Manchester City, not a fan of Man City, don't like Man City for obvious reasons, but the game is the game, and Manchester City have got the best manager, they've got the best players, they've got the best squad, and they've got the experience. And when you're up against that, how are you supposed to compete? They've also got, the ability to go and spend £100 million on one player every summer and just add to the icing on the cake. They have the setup. It is remarkable what they've done. They are a juggernaut. They are dominant. This is why they have a chance of a treble. They have a very good chance of a treble. Some might say that it's almost easier to win the treble now than not do it. I think that's probably a little bit unfair because it's not an easy thing to do. But they seem to be getting better by the week, and they are comprehensively the best side in England and in Europe at the moment, and it's going to take something for somebody to beat them. But look, I don't like Man City. I don't like what they represent. I'm honest about that. Rivalry is that, isn't it? But I'm also not naive and stupid enough not to acknowledge how good a team they are and how good their players are. And when you can leave out John Stones, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne and Jack Grealish, first teamers, against Everton in a massive game you need to win, sandwiched in between Real Madrid, you can leave that quality out and still be dominant. That's what you're up against if you want to compete with them. And whether they had super wealth or not, and they do, you bloody need super wealth and intelligence to compete with them. Arsenal have been incredible this season. In any other year, Arsenal probably deserve to win the league, but not in the last 4 or 5 years, because this Man City side, if you want to beat it, you've got to do something incredible. And ultimately, the way the Premier League is now, having an amazing season will not win you the league. You need an amazing season, you need an amazing squad, you need amazing backing, and you need, amazing experience. And there is no team that's got that. Manchester City have got it. And people keep saying about what's going to happen next season, Man City are going to win the league next season. I can't see anybody laying a glove on them. I really can't. I just think they are... I couldn't believe that today, how comfortable they are against the team that's just beat Brighton, who is fighting for their lives, is at home, and he drops 4 of his first teamers and wins 3-0. It was domination, and they are the best team by a long way. I wish they weren't. I really wish they weren't, but they are. It's as simple as that. They are absolutely incredible, and through very much gritted teeth, they deserve all the plaudits because they are the best. It's as simple as that. Sometimes logic just kicks you in the face. And but that's definitely what's going on here. Anyway, we've got Arsenal against Brighton, which we're going to talk about. But let's just have a look what people are saying in the chat. Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I did skip. That's only the second watch-along I've ducked out of. And the other one was Arsenal against Chelsea in an FA Cup final. But look, my back's been killing me. I just wanted to go and give it some exercise. And I knew I was doing this watch-along as well. And I was just like, that game's over at 2-0. And it was over at 2-0. If I thought there was any chance of that game being watchable, I would have stayed and watched it. But I knew I was doing this one. So I was like, sod it. Let's duck out early. A says, Mark, are you a millionaire? Well, I'm a millionaire in non-monetary ways, there's one little lad and he calls me dad. Shake hands with a millionaire. That's surely that's the goal, isn't it? We forgive you, Mark, says Office Ricky. Thank you very much. Do City have you rattled, says Alex. I don't know. Not if you've listened to the last couple of minutes, Alex. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think if anything, in recent weeks, I've become probably more respectful of City than I ever have been. I mean, sometimes it's just staring you in the face. I don't like it, but I can acknowledge the greatness of that side. I can't believe how, probably pretty much since the charges were laid against them, I don't know whether that's an exact correlation, but since those charges have been levelled against them, they've been incredible. I think some people, like, I don't hate. There's no hate in my life. I don't do hate, but I do dislike, but I don't hate. And I don't do tunnel vision, because I think that's just, if you can't understand the opinion of somebody who disagrees with you, you're going to be in for a very frustrating life. So I don't do hate, and I don't do not being able to see other people's opinion. I don't like Man City. They're a rival of Manchester United. They've kicked us off our perch and dominated the football scene in the last 10 years when we used to. So I'm never going to be grateful of that. I mean, you think about it, that's like having the perfect house, the perfect wife, the perfect car, and your neighbours just takes it all off you, and you end up, living outside on a tent. I mean, you're not going to be happy about it, are you? You might look through the window and go, to be honest, he's better than me, but it might not be a he. Could be a she in these days. Who knows? But you might look through the window and go, resentfully, yeah, I used to have all that, but I blew it. I didn't understand it. I didn't appreciate it. They do. They've put a hot tub in the back garden. They've redone the kitchen. I could have done all these things and I didn't, and they've done it better. I think sometimes you've got to look through the window, and as much as you don't like it, you've got to appreciate it. That's just where I am. Maybe it's accepting defeat, but no, Man United have got to play them in the FA Cup, and if I was a Man United player, I'd be absolutely trying to be ready to play the biggest game of my life to stop them winning the treble. But if they do it, I don't really subscribe to they don't deserve it, and I don't really subscribe to, well, they've done it off oil, because I want Man United to be bought by Qatar. The only issue with Man City is if they get found guilty of these charges, and we don't know whether that's going to happen, so you've got to take it on face value. The Royal Mail X makes a great point. Thank you very much for your super chat. You can do that through the $sign. The Royal Mail X is a legend, normally from the Twitch stream, but you're very welcome on here. Have we become the Farmers League, Mark? Same team pretty much wins the league every year. Is it becoming boring? What are your thoughts on that opinion? I think that's a great opinion. I want to get into the Arsenal team news, but let's just kick into the fact that Man City have just demolished Everton 3-0. I think the problem you've got with Man City and why it could become a bit of a Farmers League, and when we say Farmers League, we're talking about PSG in France, we're talking about Celtic in Scotland, we're talking about Bayern Munich in Germany. Those leagues are ridiculous in relation to the dominance of one team. I think we've had one of the best Premier Leagues we've had in a long time, but probably only because Arsenal, who we're about to watch, have been incredible in preventing Man City from winning it early. Man City could have won this title by February if it wasn't for Arsenal. So Arsenal have maybe masked the fact that we are living in a one-horse race now for the title. The race for top four, the race for relegation, has been massively and is massively intriguing. But the race for the title, yet again, Man City have come out on top. I think if I was looking to solve this, and we all have a plan, don't we? Whether it's right or wrong. If I was a chairman of Arsenal this summer, what would I do? Because they're the closest team to Man City. If I was in charge of Arsenal this summer and I'm sat there with Arteta trying to mastermind how to beat Manchester City, the first thing I would say, whether I was Arteta, Edu or Kroenke, is we've got to be in a position where you hit the final 2 months of the season and a couple of players that have been okay are suddenly your best players. Like Gundogan is a good player, but the last couple of games he's just gone up a level. So it doesn't matter if De Bruyne drops a little bit or you drop De Bruyne. Alvarez comes in and he's hungry and ready. I just can't get over, and I'm talking praise here, I cannot get over how they rest Grealish, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. I mean, obviously Stones as well. But then people like Mahrez, Alvarez and Foden come in, and I go, hold on a minute, I'd have Mahrez and Foden on the wing at Man United as our first choice wingers. They've got Silva and Grealish as well. Like, it's incredible depth. And I think there's some stat that Pep's used less players than Man United and Arsenal this season. But if you look at the way, that's what I call a literal stat. It's what I call a little bit of a naive stat. Because people will say, well, people talk about his squad and, he hasn't used as many players as Arsenal. But there's something called quantity over quality. or more importantly, quality over quantity. What Pep does is he probably has a core of 18 players that are better than most other people's 18 players, and then he revolves it. So it's always like, okay, Bernardo. Look, we played Bruno Fernandes 3 times a week. He probably looks at it and goes, Bernardo, you play him 2, and you're having a complete game off because I'm going to play Mahrez. Mahrez, you're going to play a game a week, and you're going to start a game a week, but you're also going to come off the bench for the last half an hour as well. So everybody basically just does. He manages that elite squad really well. So yeah, he probably does use less players than Arsenal, but the players he uses are better. Look, he's just got. They're an immovable object at the moment. I don't see anybody having a summer transfer window that's going to compete with Manchester City. I just don't see it, because even if Arsenal bought in the players that would give them that situation where they can rest Saka and Martinelli and play players of the quality of Mahrez and Foden, they've got to buy them and feed them in. Man City are already there. The experience, the groove, they have the players that know how to do it. And he just keeps adding 1 or 2 every summer. It's a well, pardon the pun, oiled machine. It's a dominance. It really is. And they're going to be very, very difficult to topple. Funnily enough, I think the only club that's capable of toppling Man City at the moment is Newcastle, but they're a few years off having the right manager and the right squad. And I'm not disrespecting Newcastle at all, but Newcastle have got the infrastructure and the money to compete with Man City, but they're probably 5 years away, because they need a Pep Guardiola, and they need a bench with the likes of Mahrez and Alvarez and Phil Foden and Laporte on it, and they haven't even got a first team with those players yet. So Newcastle are a way off yet. I think Man City logically are going to win 3 of the next 4 titles, certainly 2 of the next 3. I think you'd be a fool to bet against that, really. But look, give them the praise. They've dominated. Let's have a look at the Arsenal team, and let's have a look at the league table. So as the league table stands at the moment, obviously Manchester City are 4 points clear. They've got 3 games left. It's still very much in their hands, of course, but Arsenal can close in 1 point behind them again and just keep doing their job. And I do think it's really important if Arsenal hit 90 points. I think that's a statement. If you can hit 90 points, you've had a ridiculously good season. And I think that's what Arsenal have got to do. This is going to be a difficult game for them today. The most important situation is Brighton. Look at where Brighton are in the league with 33 games played. They've got 55 points. Now, they've basically got... what have they got? So they've got 3 games in hand on Villa. They've got 3 games in hand on Spurs. So really, if they win today, they would go up to 6th place with a game in hand on Liverpool. So they still have got a chance of... well, look, if they were to win their 2 games in hand, they'd have 61 points. They're not going to get top 4. They're fighting for Europa League football, and that's what they're looking for. And where Brighton are at the moment, it's going to be interesting, actually, because I think Villa deserve European football. I think Liverpool... In fact, we'll do a poll on this. Who do you think is going to miss out? Because Liverpool, Tottenham, Villa, Brighton, one of them's getting Conference League, one of them's getting Europa League, and one of them's missing out. Reconnection. Frustrating. I wonder if that's to do with this. Oh, that's in properly or not. Seems to be. I'll have a look at that afterwards. We're going to run a poll anyway, as I say. I am still here. I don't know what's going on with that. So, look, I think who misses out on Europe? Let's run our first poll, because I've got a few polls to run today. Who misses out on Europe? So, all together here. All together now. One of them will miss out. So, you've got Liverpool, Spurs, Villa, Brighton. Who's going to miss out on Europe and finish 8th? Because 7th will put you in the Conference League, and 5th and 6th will put you in the Europa League. Who is going to miss out on Europe? Now, I think Brighton deserve it. I think Villa deserve it. And I can't see Liverpool missing out on it. I mean, early Spurs, but Spurs have got a couple of games they could win. I mean, I don't know whether people are au fait with the final few fixtures, but basically Brighton's running is really difficult. Liverpool play Leicester tomorrow. We'll do a watch along for that. Tottenham play Brentford next weekend. and then their last game of the season. So they've got Brentford at home and Leeds away. Spurs win both of them, they'll get European football. Liverpool have got Leicester away, Liverpool against Villa next Saturday afternoon, and then on the final day of the season they go to Southampton. So Liverpool could get 9 points. Brighton have got the games in hand, but they've got Arsenal away, they've got Newcastle away. Then they've got next weekend, they are not playing, I don't think, because I think they play Manchester City and then they play last game of the season, Villa. So they've got a really tough run in Brighton. They've got Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City, Villa. They might not win another game, but if they win all 4, that would be incredible. Aston Villa, as we know, they've got to play away to Anfield, Liverpool next weekend, and then their final game is at home to Brighton. So look, it's going to be, it's not really about looking at the table, it's about looking at the fixtures and who's got what. Mark, Chelsea fan here, enjoy the $5, buy yourself a coffee. I just want to ask, which striker should we buy? I don't ever see Kane coming here. This is not from 63rd. And the Royal Mail X, Brighton and Villa deserve it the most. Happy 38 months as well. Legend, a member for 38 months. Thank you, pal. Brighton are going to miss out, says Sarab, because their fixtures, very, very tough run in, yeah. I think Spurs probably will make it. I think people are voting on what they want to happen and not what the fixtures are. Like, you look at that league table, who's going to finish 8th? Well, Brighton, as we know, have got Arsenal, Newcastle, Man City and Villa. Villa have got Liverpool and Brighton. Liverpool have got Leicester, Villa and Southampton. And Spurs have got Brentford and Leeds. So I'd say Spurs have got a bloody good chance. Liverpool have got a good chance because they've got the points. And it's going to be between Villa and Brighton for the Conference League probably. And yet they both probably do deserve Europe. So, yeah. Which team holds the record for the highest attendance at their own stadium in England, Mark, says Colin. Don't know. Don't massively care, and it's probably somebody shit. Arsenal, but watch it be United now. Arsenal are the second biggest. It'll be Spurs, because they played at Wembley. It'll be Spurs, I reckon. Arsenal are the second biggest team, best team in Europe. No shame in that. Once we get Casido, Rice, and one more striker, we can be the best, says Zane. I'll have a little bet with you, Zane. You won't get Casido and Rice. There's no way you'll get Casido and Rice, because you haven't got 170 million, at least, to spend on 2 players. Going back to the Chelsea question, I don't like to miss questions, so I would say that Chelsea, if you buy Osimhen or Kane, you're in a similar position to Manchester United, really. If you get Osimhen or Kane, it's down to them to be successful then. But I can't believe, I still go back to last summer, and I can't believe that Bowley has spent all that money across the last 12 months and spent none of it on a top striker. I mean, strikers win games. It's the most obvious signing you do as any owner of a football club. You buy a bloody striker. I don't get that. I really don't get that. 1 City, 2 Arsenal, 3 Newcastle, 4 Liverpool, 5 United, says EQ. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Man United will get top 4. We'll get top 4 now. That win yesterday was crucial, and we will get that. It's frozen for some people. It's not frozen for most of us, so apologies for that. Let's have a look at the team news, though, because the team news has been in for quite a while, and Arsenal being the home team, let's have a look at them first. So Arsenal are lining up as follows. They've got, obviously, Ramsdale in goal. They're still hoping. White, the Polish centre-back, I can't pronounce his name. Gabriel, Tierney, Odegaard, Jorginho and Xhaka. Partey not in again, and then Saka, Jesus and Martinelli. Partey on the bench with Smith Rowe and Nketiah holding Trossard, Vieira, Nelson, Turner and Walters. And then Brighton have Steele in goal, not Sanchez, Grohl, Colwill, Dunk, Esteban, Casido, Gilmore, Enciso, McAllister, Matoma, and yes, Evan Ferguson. I always call him Ivan. Evan Ferguson starts. He's back. Welbeck's on the bench with Undav. But it's Ferguson who starts. I think this could be a really good game. And Brighton have got to go for it. They owe it after last week. Brighton could still have a big part to play in this title race, you know. I can't remember who Man City's last 3 games are, but if Arsenal win all their games, Brighton have got to play Man City at Brighton. So, look, I still think Man City would win, but Man City have got to play Chelsea at home, Brighton away, and then Brentford away, which they're probably going to beat Chelsea and they're probably going to beat Brentford. But Brighton could be key in this title race, both today and in that game in a couple of time. The Polish player is better than the butcher, says Zayn Miasi. Having a laugh. He's having a laugh. Why has he not been playing all season then, mate? If he's so good, why has he not been playing all season? I'm going to have an energy drink here. I'm going to have some sneak. We're not even promoting it. I'm just going to have some. My back is killing me. I'm in pain. It's the pain game. I need some sneak. This is just proof that I don't just plug it so you buy it. We're not even plugging it. So I just need some energy. I'm demoralised today with pain. Lower back pain. I've got water as well. I just want some flavour. Energy's not going to do anything for my back. You're right. It's just going to make me feel better because I like the flavoured cherry bomb. It's a placebo. It's a placebo. Already, it's the positive feeling. Are you worried about next season? United have a strong 11, but their bench players are mid-table. Need a big summer transfer window, says Michael. I meant to talk about this on the Man City stream, but we ended it early. Lots of people talking about next season over the last 24 hours. I'm not a Chelsea fan, not a Liverpool fan. I'm not thinking about next season. I'm thinking about next week. I just don't want to. I don't want to be playing Thursday night football. I want to be playing Wednesday and Tuesday night football. I want to see Man United playing more regularly on a Saturday. That means you're in the Champions League. So I'm not really thinking about next season at the moment. I mean, as a Man United fan, it's hard to think past next week. I mean, some big news coming in from United today. We'll be discussing it on the United Stand at 7 o'clock. It's like you live day to day as a United fan at the moment. I understand why Chelsea are looking to next season. Your season's been a write-off. And I think it's a good thing that Chelsea won't be in Europe next year. Liverpool, I can understand. They're looking to next season, even though they're still trying to get in the Champions League. Even if they did get Champions League, it's still a disappointment by their high standards. But as a United fan, a bit like Arsenal, a bit like Man City, you're living game to game at the moment. Predictions, says EQ. Oh, I tell you what, get your predictions in. 50% of you think Spurs will miss out on Europe. I think you're wrong. I think Spurs look like they'll get it because of the running. We'll end that poll though. Who's getting top 4? I do want to do that one as a poll. Get your score predictions in as well. Well, who misses out on top 4? Let's do it that way. I'm not putting Chelsea there in for the Bants. Liverpool, United. You've got to add Newcastle in there. I mean, I think people are putting Newcastle in there. Newcastle have potentially got games that... I'll tell you what I will say. If Liverpool win their last 3, Man United and Newcastle have got to not slip up anywhere. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. When you look at Newcastle's games, Newcastle at the moment have got 66 points. They need 2 wins from 3, same as United. 2 wins from 3, and Liverpool cannot get to 72 points even if they win their next 3 games. They can only get to 71. So let's assume Liverpool are going to win their last 3, which they might not, but let's assume they do. Newcastle have got to beat Chelsea away, Leicester at home, Brentford at home. They've got to beat 2 of those 3. Well, Chelsea away, you'd fancy them, but you never know with Chelsea. Newcastle at home, you'd fancy them. Even Brighton at home, you'd fancy them. But there is potentially... I can see the optimism with Liverpool because they've got 2 bites of the cherry. Cherry bomb. They've got 2 bites of the cherry, really. Man United need to win 2 out of 3, and Newcastle need to win 2 out of 3. And if Liverpool win 3 out of 3, and that happens, then they've done all they can in the running. It was Man City against Stoke, 84,000. No fans, apparently, says Colin. Well, when was that? Give us the year, Colin, because that's not been in the last 20 years, has it? When was that? 84,000. Was that when everybody could stand up? Nobody had any shoes. What year was this? 100 BC. I mean, we're talking Premier League. I thought. Couldn't give it. I mean, God knows what the biggest attendance was pre-1970 because literally it was just stand up. Imagine what Wembley used to hold. I thought we were talking about when you could wear shoes and you didn't have to get a horse and cart to the game. Bloody hell. Biggest attendance ever. Well, let's bring Preston North End into the chat of being one of the best clubs ever, because they used to win the league all the bloody time then as well. Bloody hell. Who's had the biggest attendance in Premier League history? That's the question. And I think it's Spurs because they played at Wembley. But I might be wrong. It still could be United. Brighton have also got Southampton, says Nico. Have they? Have they? Have I missed that? They must have. They must have. They must have. They've got 5 games. They've got 5 games to play. No, they haven't. Yes, they have. They've got Southampton. Yeah, that'll be 3 points for Brighton. Yeah, good point. Good 3 points, actually. Anyway, we are ready to go. The players are coming out onto the pitch. I think this will be a good game. I think this will be a good football game. Brighton really messed up against Everton, didn't they? That was 3 points they should have got. So they've got to turn it on today. But this will be very tough because Arsenal are a good side. Arsenal could be feeling a little bit flat. You know, Everton could have done them a favour today. They didn't. So they could be feeling a little bit down. But who knows? Who knows at the end of the day? It's they've shown a great mental strength this season, Arsenal. I'm going to go with here we go. Here's Goldbridge's prediction. I'm going to go with an Arsenal win 3-1. But really, I don't think it massively matters anymore because I just hope we get a good game. Yeah. I hope we get a good game. Oh, just because I'll tell you what. As I said on the previous stream, I need to start using my chat more. If you're an expertise in back stuff, you know, hopefully we've got the world's back specialist in the chat. Get me a message and I'll come to your chiropractor and give it to me for free and I'll do a video. You'll get loads of custom. Basically like plastic surgeons, anything like that. If I came and did a Goldbridge back, you know, like I do driving with Goldbridge. If I do fix your back with Goldbridge, I'll do it on my bloody GoPro and we can put your link in the chat. You'll get loads of interest. No, you'll get a little bit. You know, somebody help me. Why is that Parasite Avram at the game, says Kevin? Well, we'll be talking about that at 7 o'clock on the United Stand. But for now, we're about to watch another fantastic Premier League game. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to go with Arsenal to win 3-1, but it's another fantastic opportunity to watch, hopefully, a good performance from Brighton and their exciting Irish young striker called Evan Ferguson. Looking forward to that. Look up McGill Big 3 and stretch out your hip and flexors, says Damien. Yeah. I had an MRI scan before, Ger, and basically, I think in between your spine bones, whatever they call it, there's a lot of sponge, and I've run out of sponge. So, it's just, it's not good at my age. I did it from a football injury, actually. I was playing in a pre-season game on hard pitches, and I went on a great run from midfield, went past 2 players, centre-backs came in, sandwiched me. I was only about 18. They were probably in their 30s because it was a Sunday morning pub football game. And I went up, you know, like if you squeeze 2 baps in a hot dog and it's got ketchup on it, they went like that, and I just went up in the air and landed full on my back. Oh. I couldn't move my neck for a week, and that's when I was 18. But I refused to go to the doctor because I wanted to go to Magaluf. Anyway, we're up and running. Let's go. I got double teams. That's the only way you could take me out in them days. I was like a wish Steve McManaman. Up and running anyway. Get your score predictions in the chat. Well, Odegaard's gone down, clutching his face here. I don't think it was anything sinister, but he looks a bit hurt. Let's have a look what happened. Oh, ball in the face. Ball in the face. That's... It's amazing how many players get... Have you noticed this? I know people say, like, things change, but it's amazing how many people get hit by a ball in the face these days and go down. In my day, you blast the ball in someone's face and they'd be... if you blast the ball in Roy Keane's face or John Terry's face, they wouldn't stay down. They'd be like, it's a pride thing. I'm just, it bloody hurts, but you don't stay down. The amount of players who stay down now from the ball hitting them in the face. Are the balls harder now? Don't know. But players stay down more from being hit in the face now. There's no doubt about it. He's up now. He's up and ready to go. Who won the Women's FA Cup, by the way? I turned it on for 10 minutes and then went out and played in the garden myself, which is no reflection on women's football at all. Not the standard of it. It was just sunny in the garden, and I thought, you know what? I just fancy going and kicking some shots. Chelsea won. Glad I didn't watch it then. That would have been a waste of time. Glad I didn't watch it. MTV. Who watches Yellowstone? How's your shot spin? I should have recorded some actually. I was top binning it every third shot. Left foot. FIFA's back tomorrow afternoon, Sammy. I had to have a week off last week. Loads was going on. If you know, you know. Here's Brighton with a bit of possession, though. I think depends what Brighton we get. For 90% of the season, we've had fantastic Brighton sides. They were brilliant when they went to Spurs. They were brilliant at Man United. They were brilliant at Chelsea. But it depends which Brighton we're going to get. Are you with Ben Foster tomorrow? I think so, yeah. I'm not even thinking about that. Are you going to do Liverpool-Leicester tomorrow? I think so, yeah, because I think it's a big game in the top four race as a United fan. So, yeah, I do think I'll do Liverpool-Leicester tomorrow. Favourite childhood snacks is Ronan. I don't think you can beat spicy tomato snacks. Arsenal have got a corner here. Thanks for the super chats. Yeah, who remembers, and they probably still do them, spicy tomato snaps. Oh, the one with the dragon on. Lovely. Here comes the cross. Headed away. Yeah, look, I like Game of Thrones. And Daenerys had a right good pair of dragons. But they can get in the bin in relation to Snap's spicy tomato ones. That's the best dragon there is. How have Arsenal gone from missing cup top four last year to now fighting for the title this season, says Michael. Very good ownership. Got another Brighton player down here. I think I don't know who it is. Might be Matoma. Oh, they don't want to be losing Matoma. No, he's all right. I don't know what happened. He goes into a clash with Martinelli. It's a bit naughty from Martinelli because he's closed his eyes as well. He knows the player's there, but nothing. Certainly not card worthy. Favourite player in the world, says Eck. I don't know. I don't really think about that sort of stuff anymore. Hi Mark. You're in a good mood, I guess. Some good news about the sale. Hopefully Glazer's out, says Said. I don't know anything about the sale at the moment. She had 3 dragons, Daenerys, but we don't talk about the one that fell in the water. Basically, bit of a Sol Campbell situation. Was on our team, and then went to the enemy. Spoiler alert, but there was 3, and then another one. It probably wasn't his fault actually, but. Yeah. Nice long ball there. Good defence by Brighton, but Jesus does well. I tell you what, one thing I have noticed here, I've watched a lot of Arsenal this season, and especially at the Emirates, the first 10 minutes, they tend to dominate sides, but you can see the respect and quality of Brighton because they're not being dominated here. It's a very equal sort of start to the game. Although, here's Saka. Good tackle. Oh no, Odegaard! Why did he not hit it first time? I don't know. Very stop-start game, that's a foul. Yeah, Odegaard should have probably hit that. Neville said Martinelli could be off. Probably didn't watch it properly. It was never a red card. He might have got a yellow with some referees, but it was never a red. I mean, he's barged into him, but you don't get a red for that. Otto says Odegaard always takes too many touches. He should have shot there. So what? It's a very stop-start game here. The referee's sort of got to get to grips with it. Another foul. Martinelli's gone down this time. Arsenal players want a yellow. What's your favourite biscuit, Mark? Says Ben. Probably Hobnobs. Let's have a look. Martinelli. Nah, there's nothing in that. He just trips him. He just tripped him by accident. It's because these players never took a Cup Champions League plastic football to the face on a drizzly wet school day, says KJ. And referee's actually right here. He's explaining why it's not why it's not a yellow card. Players have come together and he's just caught him. I mean, this is just naivety from Jesus here because it's almost like you haven't played football for the last 2 decades of your life, mate. You can get hurt playing football. You can get hurt playing football. He's just absolutely caught him. And I don't have any sympathy with Arsenal here because Martinelli could have got a yellow card for barging Mitoma. It wasn't a yellow card. And I don't think that's a yellow card either. It's just a coming together. How's your back after your rest, Mark? Says Brett. It's still bad. Still bad. But Martinelli, I think, has just been caught from the side and twisted his ankle. I mean, Gabriel's still going on about it. Go and write a new album. You haven't done an album for ages. Both were yellows, says Justice. Is FIFA on YouTube, Mark? No, it's on my Twitch channel, Goldbridge TV. I'll do it live, and then you can just watch it back there. Have you considered doing a keto diet, says Kevin? What's that? Anti-inflammatory. Very low amount of carbohydrates and replacing them with fat to help your body burn fat for energy. Probably would be quite good for me, that. Hi Mark, I have back pain too. It hurts. Love your show, says Govind. Thank you very much. Like an Atkins diet. Yeah, it's not. It can be quite damaging to your trumps when you go to the toilet. I need a nice hot bath tonight. All down my thighs, both sides. All in the back of my hamstrings. All from my back. That's a bad ball there. Trying to feed in Mitoma, who's playing off the right today. Keto is nice, but hobnobs are nice, says Ronan. Good play by Saka. Nice ball into Ben White. Cross is terrible, though. Terrible cross there. What team do you think Harry Maguire would actually fit into, says Star? Spurs, if they played a back... Any team that plays a back five, or any team that's going to defend a lot and play a deep line. So I think in the top half of the table, if Chelsea or Spurs played a back five, I think Maguire could work in that. And then if nobody's going to play a back five in the top eight, I think he needs to go somewhere like Everton. Sort of mid-table team. Oh my God, Steele there. Played it out from the back, and Xhaka nearly intercepted it. If he had done it, he would have had a tap in, but Brighton are on the attack, and Ramsdale tips it over for a corner from Enciso. So 2 really big chances there. Well, not quite big chances. Well, look at this pass by Steele. Plays it through the 2 Arsenal players, and Xhaka, I don't know how Xhaka doesn't intercept that, and if he did, it's a goal. Then a lovely ball over the top beyond Ben White to Enciso, who stands him up and then takes a shot, which Ramsdale has to tip over. Risky play from the back, but it paid off for Brighton. With United playing Madrid in Houston, how do I get in contact with the United stand for a post-match video? Will you be there, says Robert? Well, we don't know whether we're going yet at the moment, so there's no point. We've not got anything booked. We plan to be there, but nothing's booked at the moment. Favourite Pringles flavour, Yoda? I'll come on to that in a minute. Corner from Brighton. Ooh, what's happening here? Oh no, he's going to ask for a retake. We had a poll running on who misses out on top 4. 65% of you have gone with Liverpool. 24% have gone with Man United. And Newcastle only have a measly 11% of you thinking that they're going to miss out on top 4. I agree that it will be Liverpool. I do like sour cream Pringles. Stats carousel's not moving. I'll get it moving. Thanks for letting me know. Right, corner to Brighton. It's been retaken here. And I think Martinelli will bring this away. Had a good season, Martinelli. Nice ball into... is that Xhaka? He's lost it anyway. Look at the press from Brighton. It's very impressive. Here's Alexi McAllister. Pushes it out wide. Intriguing game at the moment, but Gilmore will pick it up. Lovely little ball out to Matoma. Playing off the right, remember. Brighton have been pretty comfortable here. I think Arsenal know they're in for a game here. Gary says that Liverpool will get top 4. I don't agree with the poll. Lots of fouls going on. Ben White fouling Enciso there. Sonic says, I've played the game. I've played the game. What's your favourite looking football, says A. I don't want to shag footballs. Trust me, I'm not. I wouldn't be shocked if that is something people do. I mean, I did that video on the Mark Goldbridge channel about the guy who was in love with his car and used to kiss it. I'm sure there's people out there that fall in love with footballs, but yeah, it ain't me. Cross comes in, headed away. It's another foul for Arsenal. Cloudy, I am going to do Liverpool against Leicester tomorrow, yes. I think we're doing a watch-along every night this week until Friday, because Brighton play Newcastle on Thursday. I think that'll be a good game. Odegaard shoots! Oh. I tell you what, he's got that shot down to a T, hasn't he? Long way out, low, always causes a problem. And it was a corner, actually. It did catch, I think it was Dunk's foot, but it doesn't look like it's going to get given. Matt Kay's dad had opiates for his back. Yeah, I'm not doing opiates. Will the VAR system be reviewed in the summer? It's been horrible since it was introduced. They'd rather back referees instead of correcting errors, says Stev. Gary Neville just said that he's got that technique to a T. Mate, I'm learning more and more by the week that although he thinks he hates me, I think deep down there's a thin line between love and hate. I can't disclose a lot of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes because I don't have a problem with him. But trust me, he knows who I am, and he's definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if he has just said what I've said. I think he's. I'm actually becoming. You know, a few weeks ago I was a little bit sad that he won't have a debate, but trust me, this stuff I keep finding out. I think he's obsessed. I think he thinks he doesn't like me, but actually he spends a lot of time thinking and watching what I'm doing. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm secretly sort of flattered by the obsession, if you know what I mean. If I'm professional. I'm not going to start telling you stuff, but yeah, maybe one day. But yes, nice little ball, good interception. Somebody just said it was a boring game. I think it's a fascinating game. I think it's two decent teams almost cancelling each other out. That's why we're seeing a lot of fouls. It needs a goal, but lovely ball there by Enciso. Here's Ferguson, and has he won a free kick? No. I like Radiohead, Sand, but I wouldn't say I listen to their albums. If I ever get time, one of my favourite things to do if I ever get time, log on my computer, get the toilet roll, pool table, playlist, shuffle, play a bit of pool and listen to my kind of music, playing a bit of pool. Martinelli looks like he might be coming off here, is he? Or is he not? Is he getting up? No, I think he's done for the day. Yeah, that's that challenge, isn't it? That challenge from a few minutes ago. I mean, you know what? Looking back on it, it could have been a yellow card. But it's the end of Martinelli. He's done for the day. Happy to see Garnacho back. Going to be a special player, says Marcus. Did you see what Garnacho's brother did to the guy who used to be on the United stand? Chat shit, get banged, really. I mean, look, I don't do beef or anything like that, but you can't help but see the tweet. And I just think, I've been a victim of that sometimes. You just got to take it on the chin. But I'll never understand anybody who was giving Garnacho shit anyway. I mean, you shouldn't be doing that to 18-year-old lads. I saw people doing it to Heath Chong. I don't care who you support. If Arsenal had an 18-year-old lad playing today and he didn't play particularly well, I'd call Arsenal fans out for saying, what are you slagging off an 18-year-old for? Have you never seen development of youth before? You've got to nurture and back these players, and if they don't end up being good enough, the manager won't use them. But you can't go slagging off young players at the start of their career. I think it's just childish, really. But anyway, this YouTuber had been slagging Garnacho off a few times before Christmas, and his brother basically just did a screenshot of it and said, I can't remember what he said, but he basically called him out and got quite a lot of retweets for it. Are you subtly hinting that Gary has United stand bed sheets with your face on them, says Jack? No, I think he thinks he doesn't like me, but he is quite obsessed. That's all. I know that because I know some of the conversations that have gone on privately and what he said. Are you worried about next season? United have a strong 11, but there are bench players are mid-table. Oh, Michael, we've done that one before. Sorry, that's me being an idiot. That's very... Oh. Grace says Garnacho will go to Madrid in 3 years. Well, I think that's a problem for anybody, though. I don't think the Premier League has broken that. I spoke about this last week, so I'm not going to spend too long on it. But I still think that world exists where players still dream of playing for Real Madrid and Barcelona. We've got the best league in the world, but players still dream of playing for Real Madrid and Barcelona. And how the Premier League breaks that, I don't know. So, look, maybe Garnacho's dream is to go to Real Madrid in 3 years. Maybe Haaland's dream is to go to Real Madrid in 3 years. Maybe Saka, I don't know. It's always something that hangs over any club. It's happened to Liverpool, hasn't it, with Barcelona a couple of times. Yes, we've got the best league in the world, but Real Madrid and Barcelona still have that pull. I feel like, I don't know, I'm feeling very emotional. Last time I felt this emotional was when I was constipated. I'm feeling very emotional here. That was a few years ago. It just wouldn't come out. And I was just like, the feeling of it coming out is quite relaxing, but it just wouldn't. I was sort of halfway house, and I just got quite emotional and started crying. And I'm feeling like this about my lower back pain at the moment. Another foul. Jorginho's down now. Oh, if you've not been constipated, deal with it. If you didn't watch Driving with Goldbridge the other day, I'm telling you now, we don't hide away from the truth, right? There was last Sunday night, watching telly with Mrs. Goldbridge. She goes into the toilet, ironically. I leave the adverts on because we're watching something and I don't want to fast forward, so I leave the adverts on. And there's an advert on the telly for these pads that women have when they leak piss. I don't know. Anyway, there's a woman on the toilet with her kegs down. Like, kegs mean trousers and pants. You can see a shirt just covering up the chuff area, but she sat on the toilet telling us about these pads. I'm like, I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm watching an advert with a woman sat with her trousers down, having a piss, telling me about these pads that they wear. I mean, so look, apparently we live in a society now where nothing's off the table. Nothing's taboo. So trust me, you can get constipated. Eat plenty of fibre and drink plenty of water because you don't want to be in that position. Saka's hit the post, but he was a bit of a foul anyway. You can't be prudish in this world, because you'll turn the adverts on and some bloke will be going, oh, this toilet paper's fantastic, when you've got a right messy arse. It's coming. Well, look at the stuff you get on TV. Channel 4 a couple of years ago, I turned it on and there was just a line of 5 women with the out. What's it called? Naked Attraction or something? What's that all about? If you'd have told me we'd have shows like that in the 90s, I'd have said, you're having a laugh. Here's Jesus. Good shot. Corner. Mario said, what are your thoughts on us getting Rabiot? I wouldn't be surprised, but it's a cheap deal. It's a Glazer deal. I'll write that down for later. Got a good show at 7 o'clock tonight. I'd love to see a Driving with Goldbridge on smoking. Just an idea, because I'm trying to quit myself, says Janos. Oh. I don't watch Naked Attraction. I was intrigued by it for one episode, but that was it. I've never revisited it. Oh, good corner, headed off the line. Arsenal knocking on the door a little bit here, but Brighton giving as good as they've got. Saka with another cross, headed away. I tell you, whatever's going to happen in this game, Arsenal are going to have to fight for it. It's a very, very equal game. I'm definitely doing Newcastle Brighton on Thursday night. I'm doing Liverpool Leicester tomorrow night, and I'm definitely doing Brighton Newcastle on Thursday. Brighton have pulled me back in. I just went to get a massage yesterday for lower back. Also did wonders for me, says George. Oh, it sounds great. It sounds great. Please do subscribe. A standing desk. Yes. I'm writing this down. Sometimes I write your ideas down. Standing desk would be a great idea. I'm loving that. Imagine if I had a standing desk as well, because the camera would go up with it. Oh, I'd be able to dance. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. I want to hit 1 million subscribers tonight. We only need 48,000. I reckon we could do it. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe, and share. Does he love me? No. But bottom right hand corner to subscribe. I don't really think we're going to hit 1 million tonight, but we could hit 954,000. We're only 200 away. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. That's Football's the channel for everybody. We've got loads of watch-alongs this week. We do daily debate content as well. But it's a big week this week. Leicester, Liverpool tomorrow for the top 4 and relegation. The 2 Champions League semi-finals to see who's going to be in the final. Second legs of both of those. And of course, Newcastle, Brighton in the European race on Thursday. It's all coming to a head. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Is the 90s the best decade, says Liam. You know what? I was watching a brilliant film. Wait a minute. Trossard, he's come on for Martinelli. Cuts inside. Good tackle by Matoma. Good battle there, of course. Trossard used to play for Brighton. They will tackle him. Lovely play. Good to play. And it's a foul. Mark, there are desks that are motorised where you can bring them up and down so you can have it as a sitting desk and a standing desk. Literally what just somebody said. I think you've just moved. Maniac, thank you very much. Are you worried about I've done that one from Michael? Lee Berman says 90s was the best decade ever. I've got to say, I'm going to give you a film recommendation. If you liked Moneyball or you liked The Last Dance, you've got to watch Air. What a film. Jason Bateman, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. What a film. It's set in the 80s. The music and soundtrack is fantastic. The opening minute is brilliant. It's got all clips from the 80s. But what a film. It's about how Nike, you wouldn't believe Nike weren't that popular, and how they got Michael Jordan. It's a brilliant, brilliant film. And it reminded me of what the 80s were like. It's a brilliant film. You will all love it because it's sports related. So give it a watch. If you've got Amazon Prime, it's free. I don't know why, because it was in the cinema 2 weeks ago. I wanted to go and watch it in the cinema. And I turned it on the telly on Friday, and there it was. Really, really good. I really loved it. And I want more people to watch it, even though there won't be a sequel. It's a brilliant film. It's called Air. It's Brighton. Lovely play. Good play, though, by Saka. This game's on a knife edge. It's Nike, not Nike. We call it Nike in England. You say potato, I say potato. You say Nike, I say Nike. You call a fanny your arse, we call it a chuff. Hashtag deal with it. Get over it. Want to flake with that? Ricky said Dan James better than Anthony. Thoughts? Says Brett. No. Hi Mark, how much do you want to bet that you will be bored with a standing desk within less 2 weeks? I don't know. I think I will quite like it. If I was standing up doing this now, I would be jumping around a lot and I'd be moving my body like that and I'd be doing stretches, but you would be seeing me here. So I'd be doing all that like that, but that's hurting my legs. I think it would be good. I've got holes in these jeans, but it's not by design, it's by bending down. Not like that. Do I like grapes? I do, but I don't like the fact you have to wash them. I don't like wet grapes. Great game as a neutral. I'm loving this game. I think it's a cracking game. I think if you understand football, what a great game this has been. Here we go. Oh, he's hit the Denver. How's that not gone in from Trossard against his old club? Decoy runs everywhere as he carries the ball here. Good play by Xhaka. Here it comes into Odegaard. Back into Xhaka. Feeds it to Trossard. He's got the decoy of Cherney, which gives him the shot. And he hits the bar. Probably should do better, actually. Bit too much start for Marquez. I see his keeper's got a hand on it. Half an hour. We've only had half an hour as well. I'm loving this game. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe. Bottom right hand corner there. Took a deflection. Here we go. That's going out for a throw in. Who do I think is going to win the Euros? Don't care. When is it? I'm fed up of international football. We've had too much in the last 2 years. You got any good series similar to The Night Agent, says Tom. I finished The Night Agent the other night, funnily enough. And I thought it was good, but... No, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say. I thought it was watchable. The Diplomat's meant to be quite good. White Lotus, I watched that this year. I'm trying to think what I've watched this year. I still think if you've never watched The Terror, watch The Terror. I watched that a couple of years ago. I just loved it. The Night Porter, was it? The Night Porter, that was quite good. Bit like The Night Agent. It was quite generic, says David. Yellowstone is very good. I enjoyed that. Oh, Zainab says The Diplomat is boring. I'm struggling to get into it. I've still got to... I've got to go back to Godfather. Not Godfather. Not Goodfellas. Sopranos. I need to go back to that. Have you watched The Pacific? Yeah, I watched it before. I preferred Band of Brothers. Man United's women lost, absolutely devastated for them, says Harvey Letitia. I'm not that bothered, if I'm being honest. I'd like them to have won, but I'm not devastated. If you like The Night Agent, you'll like The Recruit, says Louise K. Yeah, I think you're right there. I think Yusuf's right. The acting in The Night Agent was a little bit unbelievable at times. I think better actors would have done a better job, but I wasn't available. 33 minutes. Cracking game so far. Lots of stop-start. Do you like Curb Your Enthusiasm, says Sebastian? Never watched it. Nitro says, City has hard games compared to Arsenal, Brighton and Brentford away. Arsenal could win the title if City slips with one of these teams, says Nitro. Yeah, but Arsenal got a win. Apparently Yellow Jacket's all right, says Tumbleweed. Did you see that Salford won? They might get promoted. Yeah, I think it's a very good result. I was speaking to somebody last night who works at Salford. Actually, today I was speaking to somebody because I didn't watch the game. I was watching the Notts County game. We've got a first yellow card here for Saka, I think. Is it Saka? No, it's Estebanan. He did do the foul on Martinelli, so it's probably accumulation here. I don't know why he got... That's not a yellow card, though, is it? That's almost like I made a mistake over there. I don't think that was a yellow card challenge, really. What was I just talking about before that? Completely forgot. Oh, yeah, I was speaking to somebody this morning who was watching Salford last night. He was at the game. I said, you've got to be confident now of going through 1-0 up from home. And he was like, I don't think so. Stockport have got a massive crowd and it's only 1 goal. So next Saturday, big game for them. It was his 4th foul, Mark, says Victor. Yeah, but just because you do 4 fouls doesn't seem you should do... Oh, good cross! Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal for Arsenal. Gabriel and Xhaka. Xhaka who got his head on it, but just flicked it on. Well, look, Estebanan's been booked now. He probably should have been booked for the foul on Martinelli, to be fair. Michael's furious that I've never watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. It is what it is. It was Casido who fouled Martinelli. Apologies. Well, I don't know why Esteban's been booked then. I think that's a bit silly. Mark, is Lewis Dunk a better centre-back than Maguire? Says Julian. How's my back? Caribbean Waters. Absolutely killing me. Lovely play by Matoma. Cross is good. Oh, my God. Enciso. What a miss. Matoma has done probably Ben White here. Matoma on the left-hand side, up against Ben White, stands him up, says, see you later, puts a lovely cross in. Oh, it's Enciso. That's a bad miss. I wanted to see it again, but it's just a bad connection. It's a goal, this. It's a lovely cross. Oh, he's got underneath it. Well, Arsenal have hit the bar, and Enciso's hit it way over the bar in what's been an intriguing game so far. I imagine Matoma will still be at Brighton next year. They can't sell everybody. NA says, Breaking Bad, The Wire, Chernobyl, Dexter, Beef. No, I need to watch that Beef as well. There's some good stuff out at the moment. I've seen Breaking Bad. I've seen Chernobyl. I can't speak, says SCT. Ubid says, I don't care about this result. I'm an Arsenal fan and the title's gone. Nothing like a bit of positivity, is there? Look, Brighton will give Man City a game. So if you beat Brighton, Man City might just get something. And then, you know, there's still a chance Chelsea could do it. So you can't give up yet, basically. Look at Brighton, the way they pass out from the back under pressure. Will Arsenal win today after City winning today, says Cameron. We're going to find out, Cameron. We're going to find out. Stay tuned. Peep Show was good. I enjoyed it. I blitzed through that. My stomach won't shut up today. It's almost like it's trying to tell me something. You're back. It might be that sneak, actually. I don't know. Mark, you should come down to Miami in the summer, says Sebastian. Is that an invite? And hi, Mark. Hope you're having a good day. Unfortunately, my week has not been good. Maple Leafs got knocked out of the playoffs and Saints got relegated, says Steve. I'd love to... You know what? When I retire, so soon, I'm just going to take the time to watch a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to watch in my retirement. And I think ice hockey is going to be one of those things because I just like ice hockey and I think I could just get really into it, but they play so often. Sonic Asylum, I've got to block you, sorry. You know why. Chat shit, get banged. Chat shit, get blocked. Mark, trust me, Series 1 of True Detective, you will absolutely love. Best series ever. I've seen it, Pulp. I've seen it. I might just have to mute in a minute. I'm back now. Mark, have you ever watched Power? Also, thank you. I watched 2 seasons of Power and then I gave up on it and I can't remember why. Sons of Anarchy I gave up on. Walking Dead I gave up on. Oh. Here he is, Jesus into the box. Cross to the back post. Leave it for Saka. Oh, Odegaard. You got in his way. How about Black Books? An amazing show, says Zach. Is that the one with about the bookshop? Walking Dead just became too much, and Sons of Anarchy, I really liked it, but it just kept getting ever more depressing. It was just a spiral into inevitability, actually. Ozark was brilliant. I loved Ozark. I think Patrick Bateman, not Patrick Bateman. Is it Patrick Bateman? Well, it's not Patrick Bateman, is it? What's his name? Jason Bateman. Well, he's a fantastic actor. He sort of plays the same person in everything, but I do like him. The Ice Hockey World Championship is on at the moment, Mark, says Beto. Yeah, but they play bloody every night, don't they? That's the problem. How are the stats looking? Oh, the stats carousel is probably frozen, isn't it? Let's have a quick look. I mean, look, Brighton have had more of the ball than Arsenal. But Arsenal have had more shots. Arsenal's pass completion is terrible. They're sort of playing counter-attack, aren't they? I wonder if that's something Arteta will look at in the second half and say, you know, we're relying on the counter here. Gamora was very good, Porik. I enjoyed Gamora. Very, very good. The only trouble with Gamora is it's an Italian subtitled sort of gangland stuff. It's brilliant. If you like Goodfellas, and Gamora is really well worth watching. And you sort of feel quite intelligent watching it because it's all subtitled. But the music's good. It's very, very good. I'd watch Gamora. But the only problem is, because I watch my telly sort of from 10:30 at night, reading the subtitles, it's a bit like reading, so I'd fall asleep a lot. But it was very, very good. Thank you for the shout out. There's a new there's a new sort of gangland series in Dublin. Someone mentioned it to me a couple of weeks ago, and I can't remember what it's called, but we can't get it over here. Love Hate was very good, but I can't remember what it's called. Kin, that's what it's called. But we can't get it over here. Hi Mark, you're in an arena. You can only choose 2 options to protect you against the rest. 50 hawks, 10 crocodiles, 3 brown bears, 15 wolves, 1 hunter with a rifle, 7 buffaloes, 5 gorillas, 1,000 rats, 4 lions. What am I protecting myself against, though? That's what I want to know, Alfredo. Brighton on the attack. Ooh, Ferguson hit it very well, but wasn't on target. I'm intrigued by this game. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I think it's massively intriguing. It's got connotations all over the place. Arsenal being dominated, but they're being dominated possession-wise. I don't think anybody can deny that. But in the context of the game itself, it's I still think it can go either way. Another player down here now, Saka. Have you seen the Ted Lasso? Highly recommended. If not, says Ross. I haven't got Apple TV. I've got virtually everything else. Disney, Netflix, Prime, Paramount. But I just never got around to getting Disney because I just didn't really feel like it was worth it just for Ted Lasso. Another chance for Arsenal to whip a cross in. We'll get half. There we go. Oh, Broadchurch season 1 was some of the best TV I've ever watched, says the HP ad. Another corner for Arsenal. Just about to hit half time. Saka's cross headed away. I mean, Arsenal haven't really had any clear-cut chances. I wonder. I don't know. It's a sort of like here we go though. Back post. Ooh. I don't know whether it's here we go. Saka. Oh, he caught it really well. It's just gone wide. That was probably their best chance. He's hit it really well. I don't know whether they're feeling it a little bit, maybe a little bit downhearted, but we'll see in the second half. They've got to win. They've got to go and try and win. Xhaka, Odegaard. I just realised I've just come out with some of the worst opinion ever there. They've got to go and try and win. What I mean is that there's no point drawing for Arsenal. They'll have to throw caution to the wind in the second half, and obviously Brighton have had way more possession, which is a bit of a surprise. I mean, I know Man City did it to them at the Etihad a few weeks ago, but I expected more of an equal game, really, in relation to possession, and maybe Arsenal have done that on purpose, but Ted Lasso became so cringe after season 1, now it's literally an ultra-expensive corporate HR training video set in the Premier League, says Almagnac. Looks like it's got a draw written all over it, it says R6. Your opinion on the Rabiot report, says Quaid. Well, we were looking at him last year, so I wouldn't be surprised. Odegaard. He's got space. He may as well shoot. Oh, just wide. Hi, Mark. Question for start, bench, sell. Prime Iniesta, Kevin De Bruyne and Kaka. I've lost my thing again. I can't believe how badly my stomach is rumbling here. Half time it is. Let me just stop the clock. It's going to be a cracking second half. I tell you, Arsenal are going to have to open up here. I don't see it being a draw at all. So that's my stomach. It's incredible. Mayor of Kingston with Jeremy Renner. Savage show, says Parek. Hi, Mark. Question for start, bench, sell. Iniesta, Kevin De Bruyne and Kaka. Start, bench, sell. I'm happy to do some start, bench, sells today, as long as it is start, bench, sell. So I would start Iniesta. I would bench De Bruyne. And I would sell Kaka. I can't believe it. I would start Iniesta, I would bench De Bruyne, and I would sell Kaka. In their primes, yes, I would. I've got to go with what I would do. They're still playing here. It's not half time. Saka, not Kaka, into the box. Saka, ooh, nearly the perfect cutback for Odegaard. I don't know how long he's had adding on here. I thought he was adding on 3 minutes. They've not told us. Referee's added on 5 minutes. Don't know where he's got 5 minutes from. I suppose a couple of injuries. Here's Odegaard. Saka into Ben White. Cross is good. No, it's not. Cleared away. We've had 5 minutes now. He's still going. What's today's score between coffee and tea, Mark? Ooh, Oscar. Technically, it's a draw, but I did have a cup of tea brought up to me this morning and had 3 sips of it. I tipped most of it away, but that still counts. So it was close, but it would have to be 2-1. What's today's scores? What I want to do at half time is have a bit of a chat about Manager of the Year. A couple of weeks ago, we did a poll, 8 managers, but I think we're getting to the point now where are we at the point now where Pep Guardiola has to be Manager of the Year, or are you still putting an argument out for somebody else? Get your comments in. Gary O'Neill, says Scott Owen. Hi Mark, proud member for almost 2 years. Do you think I should bet on Madrid stopping Man City's treble? Keep up the great work, says Ryle. Right, I don't think Man City have lost a home game in the Champions League knockouts for years, have they? So I think it's going to be very, very difficult. But look, what I want you to do is I'm going to have to audio mute. Good job, I did. Noisy. What can international fans do to get Glazers out, says Kenneth? The same as local fans. There's not a lot we can. Hi, Mark. I've just won £130. So here's 5. Here's a question. You heard of the new Manchester band called Mercy Kelly? Very Oasis AM. Give them a listen. I'm writing it down. I haven't heard of them. Right. So look, I want some good comments coming in about who's man. I'm not doing a poll on this one. I want to know who's manager of the year and why you're justifying it. Just a couple of sentences. Let me know. That's what I want to do, because we did a poll a few weeks ago and I can't remember who won it, but it wasn't Pep Guardiola. So I want to know who you're getting and why. Because I think that the reason I wanted to bring this up was I spoke to a Fulham fan on Talk Sport last night. And when you look at them, where Fulham are in the league and the fact that their season basically ended with the Mitrovic thing, yet they've still had a good season, and I'll back this up with the stats of the league table. Let's just take that. There it is. Look, Fulham are in 10th place with what, 51 points. They'd probably have another 6-7 points if Mitrovic hadn't got an 8-game ban, which would put them up to 6th. So I think Fulham have had and remember, Fulham got promoted. So, you know, I think Brighton. Sorry, not Brighton. I think Brighton, not Brighton. I think Bournemouth and Forest have had a good season. Remember, Fulham got promoted, and I think Fulham would be easily top 8 if they hadn't lost Mitrovic, and I think he got a ban that was a bit unfair. So, look, I think as a starter for 10, I think that Marco Silva gets underrated, in my opinion. I was asked this morning. Who do you think is the most underrated team in the Premier League? Which is another question. And I think that Fulham are massively underrated. I know they're 10th, but that Mitrovic ban basically cost them probably 7 points. That's an incredible promotion. I think Fulham are massively underrated. So that's my starter for 10. I think Marco Silva doesn't get the credit he deserves. A few people are saying Eddie Howe. Look, Eddie Howe 100% has got to be in there. If Newcastle get Champions League, I know it's been a bit of a cliche for years, but it is a trophy. It's not a trophy, but you know what I mean. It's considered a trophy. You could do a tier list for Premier League managers this year, says Sam. Good idea. Thomas Frank deserves a lot of credit as well. I think they've been brilliant. Brighton, De Zerbi, they've done very well as well. Emery, in the short period of time he's been there. I mean, Tottenham are the intruder, aren't they? I mean, I'm almost saying, why are Tottenham there? We're championing Fulham and Brentford and Brighton and Villa, and Tottenham have had a better season. They've got more points. Something's gone on at Tottenham to actually put them in that position, because it doesn't make any sense. Can't believe Man United women lose the FA Cup, says Jamie. Chelsea are a good side. They'll probably do the double. And Lampard almost relegated 2 clubs. Yeah, so he can't get it. It's just Danny. Of course he can't. Who would you say is the most underrated team in the Premier League then? Give me some in the chat. I'd be interested in that. And then we'll do the manager thing. I mean, look, if Pep wins the treble, he's probably going to win it, isn't he? Brighton are underrated, says Rizzy. I don't think so. I think Brighton are very, very rated. Everybody likes Brighton. Bournemouth, says Matan. I think it's a bit underrated what Bournemouth have done to be basically safe. Crystal Palace, says Luca. Yeah, but only in the last few weeks that you have been pretty crap. Emery at Villa is a great turnaround, says Lesnide. Jesse says Fulham. Obviously, that's we've spoken about them. Villa, says Nate. Liverpool are underrated, says C. I don't know about that. Crystal Palace are underrated, says Dougie. A few Brentfords, a few Palace, a few Wolves. Man City are underrated, says Comment. I think Man City in a way might be underrated, but then again, How can you be underrated when you're going to win another league title, 3 in a row? 3 in a row for City, of course. Only the Man United are the only team to ever do that. 3 Premier League titles in a row. I mean, it's nothing to be sniffed at, is it? I would think that Eric Ten Hag could have been a candidate, except for the fact that the expectation is for United to be top 4 every year, says Stephen. I'm glad. I mean, thank you very much for the super chat, Stephen. But I do agree with you as well. I think that Eric Ten Hag should be a candidate for Manager of the Year, but won't be because it's Manchester United. The expectations of Manchester United change rapidly. Last season, we didn't even hit 60 points. That's the only time we've done that in Premier League history, not hit 60 points. This year, we're going to get top 4 and we're in 2 cup finals. I mean, you've got to be a contender for Manager of the Year for doing that. But because it's Man United, people just go, well, 7-0, you know. So I don't think Ten Hag will get Manager of the Year, but I do think he should be considered, just the same as Eddie Howe should be considered. Chelsea's underrated this season, says Al. They're just not rated, mate. There's no under there. Anyway, please do subscribe to the channel because we're very close to 954,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Everybody's welcome on this channel, of course. That's football. We're only 100 away from 954,000, so we could hit it today. Bottom right-hand corner, subscribe. We've got watch-alongs for you tomorrow night. We're doing Leicester against Liverpool. Huge relegation game and top 4 implications. Tuesday, Wednesday night, second legs of the Champions League to see who's going to be in the final on June the 10th. And then Thursday night, Newcastle, Brighton, European top 4 connotations for that as well. It's a big week of football. Make sure you subscribe and join us for the watch-alongs. Next Saturday is an intriguing game as well. We really are hitting the business end now because Manchester City play. I think Manchester City are playing next Saturday afternoon as well. No, they're not. Manchester City must be playing on the Sunday. But Liverpool play Villa on Saturday. Tottenham play Brentford. Forest are playing Arsenal at 5:30. Man United are at Bournemouth at 3 o'clock as well. So some big games there. Man City play Chelsea next Sunday. Newcastle play Leicester next Monday. And Brighton play Man City a week on Wednesday. We're fast approaching the end of the season, aren't we? We are. Oh, Jesus. Oh, did you see what happened at the Ajax game? United need to follow suit, says Lewis. I saw it got postponed, did it? Do you think Milan can come back in the second leg, says Alswino? I mean, 2-0 you can come back, but Inter will have more fans in the ground. I think, yeah. I'm looking forward to there's 2 games I'm looking forward to this week. I think Leicester Liverpool tomorrow is massive, and it could be massive for Man United and Newcastle if Leicester do their job. Villa against Liverpool on Saturday will be big, but Real Madrid at Manchester City on Wednesday. You can't write Real Madrid off, but I think Man City have to be the favourites. Minnie, thank you very much for your super chat there. Yeah, you can't write off Real Madrid, but Man City are unbelievable. I think City will do it, but you know we could be in for something there. Did you see Eurovision? Says whoops. No. I watched it last year because I thought the UK were going to win and we should have won. But apart from the fact that Ukraine won it because everybody wanted to vote for Ukraine, but I didn't watch it this year. I haven't even heard. I've not heard any of the songs. I don't get it. I don't get why people like it. Yeah. I don't know. Who do you think is getting promoted from the playoffs this season, says Clamp? Don't care. No, I don't mind. I'd like to see Carrick do it with Middlesbrough for obvious reasons, but yeah, I think whoever comes up from the playoffs is normally the favourites to go down. Who came up from the playoffs this year? Forest, wasn't it? So yeah, I think Bournemouth have done a great job of staying up. Who would be my manager of the year? I'll give you 3. Right, I'm going to give you my top 3 for manager of the year. In third place, I think I would put Eric Ten Hag. I'm a bit biased, but I think to take over a United side, which was absolutely terrible, to go to 2 domestic cup finals and finish in the top 4 with so many problems. The Ronaldo issue, I think he's done a great job. So I would put Erik ten Hag at 3rd. At number 2, I would put Eddie Howe. I think he's done a really, really great job at Newcastle. They've played some fantastic football. They've been ridiculously consistent. And whilst they are very rich, I don't think it's the money really that... I don't think people expected them to be top 4 with that squad. So I think they've overachieved. And then number 1 would be Arteta. I don't really get why Arteta is not being considered anymore just because they're not going to win the league. Arteta can't rest Odegaard, Saka, Xhaka and Gabriel and still go and win a game like this. Pep can rest Grealish, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne and John Stones and still batter Everton away from home. That's what Arsenal were up against. I still think Arsenal have... I mean, talk about Man United's turnaround. They didn't get top 4. The way they've played, the consistency, I think it's incredible what Arsenal have achieved. And I think just because they're not going to win the league doesn't mean it's not a great achievement. I don't think anybody put Arsenal in the top 4. So I think the way they've done it, the consistency, I think Arteta's manager of the year for me. But he won't get it because people will be like, well, he didn't win the league. But no, I think he's done a good job. You could give it to Pep, but part of me just feels that Pep's in 3rd gear. I think he's got this amazing squad. They've done it 2 years in a row. I don't think Pep's exerted. I don't think he's challenged. I think it's very easy for Pep. Yeah, but some people would go with Pep and I couldn't argue with it. That would be my top 3 anyway. Ten Hag, Eddie Howe, and then Arteta. Give me your top 3. I'll read some out. Second half's about to start here. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe. We're getting very close to 954,000. Legends in the chat. Loads of watch-alongs coming up this week, of course. I'd like Charlie's. I agree with Charlie. I'd like to give it to Emery, but he came midway through the season, and they lost to Wolves and Man United. You know, I think if he'd won those 2 games and battled for top 4, I'd have given it him. But he's done a great job there. I mean, I think Aston Villa are the team to watch, and I don't want to jinx them because I said this when Gerrard was there. But I think Aston Villa are the team to watch because Emery's done so well. They're bringing in the Barcelona director of football or something like that. He's got about £200 million to spend. I mean, look, it could all go tits up. Not everybody can be consistent, but I think Villa are an interesting team to watch next season. Do you think Pep could get top 4 with Brighton, says Brett? I'd love to see Pep Guardiola challenged. I don't think he's been challenged in his whole career. Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City, they all had massive advantages, and he's a brilliant manager. But I'd love to see Pep do, Sir Alex did it with Aberdeen, Mourinho did it with Porto, and to a certain extent he's done it with less fashionable clubs like Inter as well. I'd love to see Pep take on I mean, Arsenal would have been a good one. Juventus, I'd love to see him take something like that. Yeah. Who would be the worst manager of the season, says Stephen? Well, I was going to mention that. Worst manager of the season, I think you probably could give it to Lampard. I think it's logical to give it to Lampard, but the Southampton guy was pretty bad as well. Nathan Jones, by a country mile, somebody said. Nathan Jones was pretty bad at Southampton. I mean, you've got to go some to not give it to Lampard. But I think Nathan Jones was pretty bad. People saying Potter. I mean, Potter did really well at Brighton. When he left them, they were doing well. And at Chelsea, they just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. So I wouldn't put Potter in the situation. Gerrard was pretty crap as well. Yeah. So I'd say there's been there's been so many people sacked. It's hard. There's probably a few forgotten ones, really. Scott Parker got battered, didn't he? 9-0 at was it 9-0 at Anfield? Waiting for the ref to start this off. I think the second half's going to be really interesting because Brighton have got to go for this. Is he ready to start? There we go. Pep overrated, a winner but gifted with God squad, says Jude. And what are your thoughts on Poch to Chelsea, says Show. As a Blues fan, I'm not sure if I like it. Good at developing youth, but also not great defensively. The big issue you've got with Pochettino, if you are a Chelsea fan, is that he is a manager that is very good at beating the bottom 75% of the league, but he's got a rubbish record in the Premier League against the top 6. So I think he'll get you into the top 4, but will he be able to take you to challenge for a title? This is Poch's last chance, really. And, it could be a marriage made in heaven because Poch has got to prove he can win and Chelsea need to prove they can win again. So the interesting thing is, I think, again, the problem that Pochettino might have is that whatever happens, the Chelsea fans have got to get behind him because Potter never had that. And if Chelsea fans are unsure of him, then it probably isn't going to work out. So they've got to get behind him, really. But look, in fairness, he never had the resources at Spurs that he's going to get at Chelsea. As Chris has just said, he never had the backing at Spurs. So, I mean, he had backing, but not the same as what he's going to have at Chelsea. Here's Xhaka, bad pass. Can Arsenal get this much-needed win? In a sense, Pep is a victim of his own success. Standards are so high for him, he must win the treble to get Manager of the Year, says I'm all in. This won't finish 0-0. Arsenal need to win. I think Brighton... I don't know what Brighton's stance is, really, but Arsenal need to win. They can't draw, really. They may as well lose. Nice little... Oh, he's never getting that. Trossard's got that. Oh, Casido trying to push in. Regan says, I think City are only going to win the Premier League. Well, I hope so. I'd love United to keep the treble. I've got a bad feeling about it. I mean, I won't do a Champions League final watch-along if Man City have won the double by then. I won't be able to do it. I just don't think I can do it. Which is a shame, because I will want to do a Champions League watch-along, but I don't think I could watch Man City play Inter Milan for the treble. I don't think I could do it. I think it'd be too hard. I just think it'd be too hard, because I think they'd win. And it'd be very hard. Another player hit in the face with the ball. Gone down. What are they putting in the ball? He's staying down as well. Bad record against top 6 because 0 spend every year, says Isaac. Yeah, it's another one. Oh, he's up again now. Matt, I mean, come on, we've all been there, haven't we? Like somebody said, we've all been hit in the face with a ball. It used to make me angry, actually. Karan giving a shout out for Gundogan. Yeah, played very well again today. Probably Man City's best player at the moment. And Cisso's going to shoot from there. Oh, he took too long. Way too long. Make your mind up, mate. Good play by Cherney into Xhaka. Arsenal have got to up the tempo a little bit more this second half. Let's get that stats carousel running around. Here's Saka on the left-hand side. Nice little layoff. Xhaka, good tackle. Corner. Offside anyway. Bay, thank you very much. I disagree with the idea Poch has never had huge backing. He managed PSG and still didn't win the Champions League. Look, I can't be a hypocrite on this. A year ago, Man United had the choice between Ten Hag and Poch, and I and the United stand community took it on themselves to do complete and utter propaganda that it had to be Ten Hag. Like, we were adamant we didn't want Pochettino. So I can't sit here and go, oh, it's a great deal for Chelsea. Matoma, left-hand side, waits, lovely ball, take your time, cross comes in, oh, headed away. Oh my God, it's a goal for Brighton and it's Enciso. I thought the game had stopped. I thought he was offside. He scored it. Arsenal losing 1-0. It's 1-0 to Brighton. Wow. Well. They've got a mountain to climb now. Mountain to climb here for Arteta. He pulls a face. He walks away. Pretty much like his Arsenal defence there. What are they doing? Where are they going? They seem to stop. It was lovely play by Matoma. Matoma picks it up on the left-hand side. Holds it up. Cuts back inside. And then he's just waiting for the fullback to overlap. Wait. Perfectly timed ball. The first cross they deal with. Heads it away. Second cross. Oh, is an injury or something. The Polish guy, what's he doing? Well, they might get away with it, Arsenal, because if he doesn't go down, he makes the... They might have to have a look at that, because it's terrible marking by Arsenal, but the QR, is it? He's definitely distracted by something. I don't know whether they're going to look at it. Do we think it might get chalked off? He definitely goes down. And he stayed down. Let's have a look. I think Evan Ferguson, I mean, that is a foul. That is a foul. He does fouling off the ball and takes him out. But I don't think it's going to get the goal's going to get given. I've got to say, for the context of the game, it's good. But if that's a Man United, if that happens to bloody Martinez, I'm saying, well, how's it not a foul? Because if he doesn't do that to him, he heads it away. So I can see both sides there, both sides, Bridge. Arteta doesn't seem to be that interested, but he does stop. Was it Gabriel who did it? Well, if it's Gabriel who did it, then that's fine. If it was Gabriel, own player did it, well, that's not a foul then, obviously. I thought it was Ferguson. Let's have a look. No, it's the Brighton player. That's got to be a foul. I'm sorry. I think that's got to be a foul. I don't want to be a party pooper, but that's a foul for me. Well, it's a weird one. It is a weird one. I think for the game, it's good that Brighton have scored, but I mean, is that a foul? Let's do a poll. Is it a foul? Yes or no? I'll explain why I think it is a foul, because if he doesn't get his ankle trodden on, it is accidental. But if he doesn't get his ankle trodden on, he stood there to head it away, and it's no goal. So I can't understand how it doesn't interfere with play when it takes him out of play. I think it has to be a foul in my opinion, but I'm probably going to be in the minority. But my whole argument is, if Ferguson doesn't tread accidentally on his ankle, he doesn't go down and he heads the ball away instead of Enciso heading it in. So for me, it's a foul. But You know, I'm only assessing it pragmatically. As far as the game goes, I'm pleased for Brighton, but I just think it's a foul. But you know, what I can't read your name because it's a bit derogatory. It rhymes with tough and has the word P. But they say the defender needs to grow up. Any defender can be stood on, get up and carry on. Well, I think that might be a fair argument, but it definitely costs Arsenal the goal. Interesting one. Interesting. It's around 50-50. It's around 50-50. I love those sort of things. I don't mind if you think it's a goal or you don't think it's a goal. It doesn't impact on me personally. I'm just giving you it's an opinion. As I said, I can't express my opinion in a public forum, and if I don't expect people to oppose that opinion, and I respect that opinion, of course. But for me, I think it's quite impactful on why the goal was scored. But as Daniel says, you can't deny that Brighton deserve to be ahead. Oh, they've played so well. They've played so well here at the Emirates. They've been the better side, and part of me thinks if Brighton win this, then they've got Newcastle on Thursday. Liverpool will be looking at that and going, you know what? Arteta is Keegan in disguise. He's a bottle job, says Kyle. Still 35 minutes to go. Still time. Still time. The only thing I would say is this game doesn't... Oh, it's great for us to watch, but this game doesn't feel like Arsenal are going to come back and win it. It doesn't feel like it's been that sort of game that Arsenal can win this from 2-1 down. If anything, they might pay the price. Brighton are looking better here. Matoma up against Ben White, cleared away. If they lose, is the league done? No, it's not done. I think Man City would have to lose their last 3 games, which isn't going to happen, but... it's not technically done, but it's done, yeah. I tell you what, back pain can make you feel very tired. Please do subscribe. We're only 10 subscribers away from 945,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Get involved. Brighton on the attack again. They're getting a lot more space. Ball goes wide. Matoma. What a team. What a team. Imagine if Brighton went and won their last 4 games. Arsenal away. Newcastle away. Sorry, 5 games. Arsenal away. Newcastle away, Southampton at home, City away, Villa. They'll regret not beating bloody Everton, I tell you. I don't know. That to me, I said it at the time. What do you think's your most? Here we go. I know what's going to happen to the chat, but what do you think's the most surprising result of the season? I think that Everton result at Brighton is the most surprising result of the season. It didn't make any sense to me. Even United getting smashed by Anfield, I was disappointed. I wouldn't say I was surprised because we've been smashed a few times. But Everton going to Brighton after they just beat Man United and doing that, I don't know. Everyone's saying 7-0, but I wasn't surprised as a Man United fan, so that's the sad thing, really. Here's Saka. Bit of time, bit of space. Into the box. They need something. Goes past one. Cut back. Good defending. Good positioning by Colwell. And they clear it away. I'm a cold heart breakout, Mr. Berg, and I'll rip your heart in two. Couple of subs coming on for Arsenal. Partey. Xhaka's coming off. I've got half an hour now to keep this, half an hour to get this season back up and running. Oh, this keeps going off all the time at the moment. I'm getting a bit annoyed about it. Xhaka's off. On the foul, 45% of you said it was a foul and shouldn't have been a goal. 55% of you said it wasn't a foul and should have been a goal. That's democracy for you. Well done. So the goal stands. Not that we had anything to do that. Oh. People are mocking me in the chat saying you must have been surprised you were hiding behind a sofa. Yeah, that's I never thought I was going to go to those places again. Yeah, that's just Liverpool fans can empathise with that. That's nothing to do with being surprised. That's just absolute distraught that you're losing to your biggest rival in a humiliating way for the second time in 18 months. Brighton are clearly able to impose their style at the Emirates. Is the whole notion of away versus home form a bit overblown? So Stephen, mate, I think here we go. They're in again. Ferguson. I just want to take a second or two, maybe even longer, to acknowledge and identify how difficult it is to do what Brighton are doing here. Not many teams do this. Man City do it. Arsenal do it. But not many teams can go away from home and play like this. And it is all the more impressive because they're doing it against an Arsenal side that at home this season haven't had this done to them. Even the home game against Man City was quite equal. To go to the Emirates and dominate them, possession-wise, is an absolute signpost to an incredible level of coaching. The confidence to play out from the back like they do, the confidence to press, the confidence to trust your teammates, the organisation. I've lost count of the times Arsenal have got into good positions for a cut-back cross and it's always got a Brighton player there. They're so well organised, they're so well drilled. It ain't easy to do this away from home. And they've done fantastic. Makes you wonder the money top clubs could save in the long run by focusing on sporting director and scouts, picking up gems for next to nothing. It's hard work, Lee, but it's paid off. Brentford beating Man United when they still had Ronaldo was surprising, says Mark. Yeah, there's been a few. There's been a few this year. There's been a few. Look, let's just draw attention to this for a moment. 60% possession, 82% pass accuracy. It's incredible. It's incredible what Brighton have done here. And I've seen them do it to a few people as well. Oh, just wide. Was that Nielsen for Arsenal? He's just come on. Well, Arteta's not enjoying this. I've watched Arteta and I've watched Arsenal a lot this season, and most of the time it's gone his way. You can see the frustration. They need to win this game. He's got a yellow card now. Pressure. He's cracking. He's cracking like a boiled egg. Chelsea beating Bournemouth was not surprising, says James. That was very surprising. Very surprising indeed. Start, bench, sell. Mitrovic, Ferguson and Watkins. Start, bench, sell. That's a good one. I like those ones. Start, bench, sell. Mitrovic. Who was it? Mitrovic who? Ferguson and Watkins. Start, bench, sell. Mitrovic. I'll bench Ferguson. I'll sell Mitrovic. And I'll start Watkins at the moment. It's a good one. The reason I'd do that is I think Ferguson on the bench has got a massive ceiling. Watkins at the moment is the most in form. So I'd sell Mitrovic. But it's a good one. 25 minutes to go. I've loved this game. I love watching Brighton. I mean, I'll look forward to Thursday night against Newcastle, St James's Park. Join us for that one. Join us for Leicester-Liverpool tomorrow night. We're blessed at the moment. Oh no! Brighton caught out, passing from the back, but Arsenal blew it and it's back with the keeper. I think Newcastle can hang on, says Neil. I think Newcastle fans, you'll be watching this going, Brighton's a problem. You will. Brighton's a problem. It is a problem. It's a big problem. I wanted to have a quick look at the league table as well, just as it stands. We may as well look at it as it stands because it can change, of course. But if it was to stay like this, Brighton go to 6th with 58 points, pushing Villa down to 8th. Of course, Brighton still have 2 games in hand on Tottenham and Villa, so it's probably cheerio from them. Brighton would be looking to try and impose themselves on Liverpool a little bit, which it's going to be difficult for them because Liverpool are looking to win every game. Brighton can't catch Liverpool if they win every game, but they'll have a bloody good go. I tell you what, it could be interesting. Man United and Newcastle might need to have a little bit of a look, because one thing that catches my eye is if Brighton were to win their game in hand, they've got 61. If they then beat Newcastle, they've got 64 and they'll hold a game in hand on them. So that's one to keep an eye on there. Brighton on 58. Beat Newcastle. No, I've got that wrong. No, I've got that wrong. I've got that completely wrong. I've added too many points on. Brighton as it stands, I've got 58. Idiot Bridge. So Brighton as it stands, I've got 58. If they win this game. They then play Newcastle, which would give them, if they beat Newcastle, 61. And then a game in hand, if they win that, would make it 64. Yeah, Newcastle are probably okay even if they lose. Maybe not. Brighton could be a big factor. Here we go, Mitoma into the box. Good tackle. They've still got it though. Brighton could be a big factor for Liverpool though. They could be a bit of an ally. Even though they're trying to catch Liverpool, they could be an ally if they beat Newcastle for them. Start, bench, sell. Maldini, Baresi or Vidic? I mean, Zach, you've done that on purpose because the reality is I'm selling Vidic. Otherwise, I'm an idiot. Like Maldini and Baresi are 2 of the best defenders there's ever been. I love Vidic, but I can't lie to myself. I mean, I love Vidic. He's one of my favourite defenders. But Baresi and Maldini were just unbelievable. Zach. Oh, good play by Brighton. And Ciso. Oh, he tried to get Ferguson back in. Mark, your stomach sounds like a tired old dog yawning. Also, as a City fan from the Sven days, I'm shitting my pants about the next 7 days. Luke, you've got to enjoy. Look, I hate to say this to a City fan, but I lived the treble with Man United. You've got to enjoy it, mate, because I look back at that treble with Manchester United, and I remember obviously the Giggs semi-final at Villa Park. I remember obviously the final day against Spurs. I mean, the new camp's well documented, but when it's over, it's great, but the journey's the part of it as well. You've got a great chance of doing it. I would just enjoy. I would enjoy the next few weeks, because if it happens, you'll want it. You'll want to remember everything about it. So just enjoy it. You've got a great chance. You've got a great chance, really. I think United in the cup final will be interesting. On paper, Man City are better than us, but you'd hope that we can deliver something. Real Madrid on Wednesday night will be tough, but the league looks like it's done, really. I think the league was probably done beating Everton today. I think it's damaged Newcastle. It's damaged Arsenal, hasn't it? Arsenal haven't looked that good today. But then again, credit to Brighton. Start, bench, sell, Cantona, Beckham, Ronaldo, says Nicholas. Well, I'll always start Beckham because he's one of my favourite players ever. Bench Ronaldo, sell Cantona. What a horrible thing to have to do, but there's favouritism there. Start, bench, sell, Grealish, Trossard, Rashford, says Jack. I'll sell Trossard, I'll bench Grealish, and I'll start Rashford. And no one said I wouldn't be biased, Jack. Brighton are pushing more than Arsenal here. Vice, thank you very much for your super chat. Start, bench, sell, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Neymar. Easy. Start R9, bench Ronaldinho, sell Neymar. That's the easiest one I've ever had, show. So start, bench, sell, R9, Ronaldinho, Neymar. It's easy. Oh! Ronaldo 9 starts, Ronaldinho on the bench, Neymar sold. That's easy. They're all good players, but I can rank those three very easily. There was a good chance for Arsenal here. Odegaard, and I think it's Trossard with the shot. Was it Trossard? Yeah, straight at the keeper. Please subscribe. We're really close to 954,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Get involved. We've got watch-alongs every night this week, apart from Friday. So get involved. Bottom right-hand corner, subscribe. Join the That's Football community. You're all welcome. Doesn't matter who you support. I'll tell you what, I mean, look, there's still a bit of time to go, but if Brighton did win here, I don't think anyone can begrudge it them. They've been robbed of so many points this season. I mean, here's a hot take for you. Brighton would be in the top 4 if they hadn't been cheated by VAR this season. And Arsenal fans can talk about the lines, and they're right, but Brighton should have at least another 6 points. Oh, what lovely play this is. Oh, what? Why has he not played on? Oh no, Saka's got fouled. Start, bench, sell, Son, Matoma, Anthony. At the moment, I would start Matoma, bench Anthony, and sell Son. I think he's had a very bad season, hey baby. Start, bench, sell, Benzema, Van Persie, Lewandowski. It's a good one. I would have to say sell Van Persie. Bench Benzema, start Lewandowski. It's a good one though, move. It's a good one. Lovely turn by Jesus. He's got to move it. Bit greedy. It's bit greedy. Bit greedy. Too greedy. Any news on the sale? We're on the United Stand at 7 o'clock. There's a few bits, yeah. Lewis is chilling on the beach. Don't you just love technology? People could be having a great time. Jesus was way too greedy there. He should have passed. And the moment passed. I don't know why I didn't use Reece Nelson there. I'm confused. Explain that to me, everybody. Why did he not play the pass? Who's winning the championship playoffs, says Donny? Well, you tell me, mate. I don't know. I don't know, mate. Still 15 minutes or so to go. Probably 20 if you add in stoppage time. Do you fancy... Who's going to win this, everyone? I can't see Brighton not getting at least a point, but they'll be gutted with a point. I don't think a point helps anybody, actually, does it? You know, I'd rather Brighton won. I'm going to put my hands up here and say, I hope it's not a draw, because I don't think it helps either team. You know, it's a dross, really. A draw. So either Arsenal got to come back and win this or Brighton win it. I don't want a draw. Looking at this match, you can appreciate what Ten Hag has done with Man United. Top 4 with a cup and an FA final will be good for his first year as a coach, says Scarcey. And start, bench, sell, Henry, Kane and Drogba. Easy. I'll sell Kane, I'll bench Drogba, and I'll start Henry. I think I didn't like Drogba at Chelsea, but I think he was an unbelievable player. Start, bench and sell Andrew Cole, Ruud van Nistelrooy and Wayne Rooney. Sell Cole, bench Van Nistelrooy, start Rooney. Some of these are a bit easy, Nev. No disrespect to Andy Cole, but I think Rooney and Van Nistelrooy were better. Arsenal have scored a lot of goals between 76 minutes and 90. They've scored 14. They're only second to Spurs, who've done 15 times. You're the devil in disguise. Oh, my back is killing. It's killing. It's killing me softly with your pain. Arsenal are pushing. They're always going to have to push. And we're always going to have to push. Here they are pushing. But Brighton could do it as well. They've got Welbeck and Ferguson on here. Still Welbeck. He's done very well. Nice little dink. McAllister. Oh, just wide. And goal kick. Good play by Danny Welbeck, though. Bruno, Kevin De Bruyne and Odegaard, says Anti. Start De Bruyne. You're an arsehole. Start De Bruyne, bench Bruno, sell Odegaard. You think Matoma will get a transfer to a top club, says Matthew G. Well, are Brighton not a top club? Ferguson's coming off here. 2 more subs. Nketiah coming on for Jesus. And Smith Rowe is coming on as well. I think Arteta had enough of Jesus, to be fair. That's a bit of a... That substitution's a frustration substitution from Arteta. I think he's frustrated there with the greediness on that previous attack. Strumming my pain with his fingers, while he was singing his life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly. I'm losing my chat's gone really weird here now. I can't see much of my chat, which is annoying. Let's pop it out. There we go. Iniesta, Modric and Scholes, says Red Harlow. Start Scholes, bench Iniesta, sell Modric. I think that's fair. I can't do Charlton, Kane and Rooney, George, because I never watched Bobby Charlton play. I tell you what, there's going to be more added time on here. Another injury. Start, bench, sell. Eric Jemba, Dong or Quinton Fortune. Well, Fortune was the best of the 3, so he starts. Between the other 2, I haven't got a bloody clue. I've removed it from memory, Stephen, so I'll bench Jemba and sell the other one. Start, bench, sell. Maguire, Weghorst or McTominay. Good question, Connor Cox. I would sell Weghorst. I would bench McTominay, and I would start Maguire in those circumstances, if you want me to rank them in use. Start, bench, sell, Van der Sar, Khan or Buffon. Oh, McAllister's just been caught there. I don't think they're going to review it. I would start Buffon. I would bench Van der Sar. Actually, I would start Van der Sar. I think Van der Sar's the best there. Start Van der Sar, sell Buffon, and start Van der Sar, bench Buffon, and sell Khan. Shearer, Haaland, and Rooney, says Jim. This is my last one, by the way. Start Rooney, bench Shearer, sell Haaland. Haaland's a great striker, but his CV is tiny. Alan Shearer is the greatest goal scorer in the Premier League ever, and Wayne Rooney was one of the greatest players that's played here. Haaland, it's unfair to put Haaland into that at the moment. Start, bench, sell, Cole, Marcelo, or Carlos. That's a great one, that is. Roberto Carlos, bench. Cole, start. Marcelo, sell. Carrick, Casemiro, Keane, start. Bench, Casemiro, sell. Carrick, Mo. As a United fan, I'm deeply impressed with De Zerbi. I like Ten Hag tactical dynamism, but for me, De Zerbi's football would be the dream style for United, says Daniel. Yeah, Enciso's coming off here. Injuries catching up on people. Be some good added time on. Just having a look. How long they might add. Arsenal, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? 10 minutes to go, Arsenal. Probably a good 5 minutes of added time. Maybe a little bit longer, if we're being completely honest. What do you got? She had a huge ass. What a film. Heat. Arsenal have got to push here. They've got to push. We keep saying this. They've got to push. Brighton have looked dangerous on the break. Goldbridge's back is nearly broken. It's probably been a good distraction for me, actually. I need a really hot bath. Corner for Arsenal. They're trying to get the crowd up. They need a Sheffield Wednesday moment from Manchester United here. Like Manchester United, they need a couple of Steve Bruce headers just to keep their title hopes alive. Like I say, I don't want to see a draw. I don't think it helps either side. Corner comes in from Trossard. Up it goes. There's no Arsenal player attacking that. They'll get rid of it. Edge of the box again. Although, foot was in there. Gabriel, I think, wants a penalty or something. I don't know what he's moaning about. I don't know what he's going on about there. Cross came in. Partey throws his... Oh, Gabriel. It's a dive. It's a dive. It's a big dive. Get in a swimming pool, mate. There's no way that's a penalty. Oh, I just thought there. With the potential, the goal that Brighton scored that could have been a foul. I only just thought about it. I wonder if there's a bit of Brighton have been treated so badly, we're not going to not give him a goal there. I mean, look, I might be just trying to give it a bit of a conspiracy to Arsenal fans there, but Brighton have had a lot of decisions go against them. Let it go. Oh, shot straight at the keeper. Did you see Eddie Howe got attacked at Leeds? More security, says Andrew Grange. I haven't watched it in real time. I've just seen the image, but it's a bit worrying, yeah. Anita says, thoughts on Bohemian striker Dan Gallagher? He's got 8 goals in 7 games and he could be a good option for the future as he's only 19. Anita, this is breaking news to me. I don't know. I know nothing about that. Good to see, hopefully, more Irish young players coming through. They've been in the wilderness as an international side for too long. They could be 2. It is! What a finish! It's 2-0 and it's game over. It's Undav who puts it under the bar. The keeper... I don't know what Arsenal are doing here. I don't know what they're doing here. Tell me what they do. I'll tear out. I don't know what we're doing. We're throwing it away. We're bottle jobs. What are we doing? I don't know. I can't understand it. Get our tear out. Trossard out. What the bloody hell are we doing here? All season I've been on about this. Undav. I don't know how it happens, but Undav ends up just... Oh, it's Ramsdale. What's he done? Bad pass by... Oh, no. Well... Ramsdale plays an okay pass. It's Trossard with the flick. Trossard with the assist for Brighton. It's 2-0. It is, and it is an assist from Trossard. You know, he'll be fuming with himself for that. You know, he signs for them. So basically, Ramsdale plays it out. Trossard tries a little flick. It hits a Brighton player, finds its way through to Undav. Ramsdale's in no man's land, and Undav puts it over the top and under the bar. It's 2-0. It's going to be 3 big points for, obviously, Brighton, but it's going to be title over for Arsenal. Deservedly so as well. They've just not been here today. So they'll be 4 points behind Manchester City, who've got a game in hand. The title basically has been won today. It's a shame. It's a shame, but I think it's probably the first time I've watched Arsenal this season and realised that they don't deserve the title. You could say, well, you should have figured that out at the Etihad, and you're right, but I think this is the first time I've seen Arsenal this season deservedly beaten by a team that's better than them. That's quite a humbling thing for Arsenal fans, because Brighton are better than you. They did it to us at Wembley. You know, I was very pleased to beat Brighton at Wembley, and obviously they beat us with a last minute penalty at their place. You know, there's no shame in being second to Brighton this season. I just wonder about Brighton this year and what could have been. Undav's undone Arsenal's title hope, says Nick P. But I wonder what could have been for Brighton. I look at that league table, I see them with 58 points, and I think they easily should have another 6. Trossard thinks he's still playing for Brighton, says Courage. Check my tweet. Arsenal's challenge next year is, can they do that again? Not that. Can they do that again? That's going to be their challenge. Well, off the top of my head, I know for a fact that Brighton have been robbed 6 points, so they would have 64 points, and they'd also have a game in hand on Man United and Newcastle. So, and they're playing Newcastle on Thursday. I mean, Brighton will never get the headlines because they're Brighton, but they have been robbed of at least 6 points this season because of terrible VAR decisions. So the biggest injustice this season could easily be that Brighton don't get Champions League football. I mean, we all know about the Spurs Matoma penalty, but wasn't there an offside at Crystal Palace and somewhere else as well? I honestly think Arsenal play better away from home, says Pablo. I disagree. I think I've seen a lot of Arsenal this season, and at home they've been very good. But this is this has been they've been second best today. It's hard to take it when you've had a good season. It's really difficult, but they have been second best today. Like Arsenal have been second best to Brighton, and the incredible thing is Brighton got smacked up by Everton. I mean, it's been a weird week. Brighton and West Ham have been robbed by VAR the most, says Mark Noble. I'm annoyed that City are going to win the league and potentially the treble, but my instinct is to spend the evening on Twitter hoovering up Arsenal tears, says Nick P. And buzzing about Casido, who do you think might compete with us for his signing, says Axel. Well, Man United aren't in for him, are they? 8 minutes being added on here. Look at the empty seats. It could be more. Matoma tried to pass it in. Distinctly second best Arsenal here. Still 7 minutes to go. 8 minutes added on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner to do that. I've got my headline for my match reaction for this. It's Domination Street. Forget Coronation Street. Oh, what's going on here? He seems to have gone down. Get in City, says MLK. I'm a Brighton supporter and I was nervous about this game. I'm hoping for a draw, but this is very exciting, says Darwin. Well, you should be very pleased, very, very pleased and very proud. It's been a very, very good performance from Brighton yet again. The Etihad is nearly empty. It's not the Etihad, it's the Emirates. Lots of City fans coming in. Well, I say lots of City fans. I mean, I don't think that sentence exists, but there's some City fans coming in. No injustice will top goal GDS that relegated Bournemouth, says Harry Sims. Defo, I didn't fart in the background. I'll always mute if I'm going to fart. It will be my stomach. It's been a bit off today. I'm a bit broken today. Back and stomach problems. The stand is emptied. Yeah, I don't really know about that. I'm not going to judge Arsenal fans here. A lot of them have left. They're going to be disappointed. I understand that, but you know, you've not lost to bloody Wigan. You know, it's Brighton are a fantastic side and everybody knows it. So I do think it's a bit over the top to empty the stadium because you've lost 2-0 to Brighton. But I get the disappointment. But I hope that Arsenal fans appreciate they've done an incredible job just to make a title race of it till May. No one else was going to do it. And if I was speaking to Arsenal fans, which I might be, I would say, look, at the end of the day, Saliba out, Zinchenko out. It's massively impacted you defensively. And on top of that, Man City today, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, John Stones all on the bench. Mahrez, Foden, Laporte. Quality like that comes in that's what you need to do to win the league. You never had that quality. You lose Saliba, and you're in a different position. The better team with the better squad has won the title. I don't think that takes away from the fact that Arsenal's second in the league, 15 points ahead of Newcastle and Man United. That's still a fantastic season. Hamed says, what's the difference between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Arteta? They both got second. Hamed, you need to try and buy a few brain cells, mate. The difference is that second place was an embarrassment because we were nowhere near. We were never in a title race. Arsenal were. 3-0! Oh, what timing. Oh, Solskjaer's loving that. It's 3-0. I had a feeling it might go that way, and it certainly has gone that way. It's humiliation. It's embarrassing. It's outclassing from Brighton against Arsenal today. 3-0 is humiliation. It is. And it's reflective of Arsenal's mentality. I think it shows you the quality of this Premier League season. There's nowhere to hide if you don't perform. And Brighton have certainly done that. They break with a 3v3. Well, it's not even a 3v3. It's a 4v5. The shot comes in. Ramsdale, not very good goalkeeping that. He's got to palm that for a corner. He's got two hands on it. And then the follow-up's there to make it 3. Why isn't Estebanan hyped up like Matoma or Casido, says Sam. Maybe Brighton are trying not to hype their players up. Because it's just another one. Just another good player, isn't it? Defo and Arsenal bottle job over a City masterclass. Fair from Cavo, who's a Liverpool fan. Look at the outside streets. They're all walking away. What could have been? I suppose the danger... That's quite far away from the ground where they are as well. They must have left about 10 minutes ago. The thing I would say about Arsenal is, and the big thing that Arsenal need to think about now is next season. Can Arsenal do this next season with the potential recovery of Liverpool and Chelsea and the potential improvement of Manchester United and Newcastle? Can Arsenal do this again? Was this their chance? They've got to believe they can, and they've got to put a plan in place to do that. But, I think there's plenty of people out there that think this might have been Arsenal's chance to do it. But I don't think they've bottled a chance, by the way. I mean, Man City haven't... It's not like Man City aren't going to hit over 90 points. No one's going to care that City have won the league. Even their own fans couldn't muster up a celebration. Just a passionless money club, says Curtis. I mean, Man City have still got 3 games to go. 94 points if they win all 3. It's not really a bottle job, is it? They were 8 points clear, Stevie, but the season's over in May. You're telling me that Arsenal should have got 103 points? I think it's a marathon, not a sprint. I disagree. It's a bottle job. I've always said that. I just think that Man City are probably going to get 90, 93, 94 points. The best team's going to win it. And that's not a surprise, Brighton winning that game, by the way. They're a fantastic football side. Very disappointing end to the season for Arsenal, of course. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. I'm going to go and do a match reaction, but obviously that's got a big impact on the league title now. It was probably always going to be Man City's in the grand scheme of things anyway, let's be honest. But, Arsenal would have hoped that they could keep pushing, but this was always a very difficult game for them. Remember, they went and won at Newcastle last week as well, which was a good result for them. But anyway, look, I'm on the United stand at 7 o'clock. There's talk of a 6 billion bid, Rabiot, Kim Min-jae. We've got Glazers, loads to talk about. 7 o'clock on the United stand. I'll see you over there. In fact, it'll push you to the live chat so you know where it is. I'll speak to you all in a bit. I'm going to do a match reaction for Arsenal now.